With over 80 possible skills to unlock in Starfield, it's hard to know which skills are worthy of your precious skill points. In my previous video, we talked about the best starting skills every player should pick up, but now it's time to take things to the next level, put on our big boy space pants, and talk about the real best of the best. That's right, in this video, we're diving deep into the most effective and the most powerful skills in Starfield that you've been ignoring for far too long. Every skill on this list gets exponentially better the longer you play the game, and should not be missed by anyone if you want the most complete and enjoyable Starfield experience. Like the first skill on our list, which is an absolute game changer, but not for the reasons you might think. Now in this case, we're talking about the weightlifting skill in Starfield, and yes, obviously the extra carrying capacity is very nice, especially when you consider that weightlifting doesn't scale linearly like most other skills in the game. Instead, the ranks here jump up quickly from 10 to 25 to 50, and finally 100 bonus carry capacity, which I honestly could not play the game without at this point. But the commonly overlooked benefit to weightlifting is also its 50% reduction to stagger, which comes into effect at rank 4. Now basically, anytime you take melee damage in Starfield, whether it's from human NPCs or even alien creatures, you have a chance of briefly losing complete control of your character due to the game's stagger mechanic, which is actually pretty annoying. But the fact that weightlifting rank 4 provides a 50% reduced chance of being staggered is really amazing, especially when you also factor in that 100 extra kilograms of carrying weight, making this skill a 100% must-have for any player in the game. And for a must-have mobile game experience, you'll definitely want to check out today's video sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid is all about awesome visuals, challenging bosses, tactical PvP content, and of course loads of amazing champions. To help you select the perfect champion for you, I'll give you a quick rundown using the tried and true Kiss, Marry, Kill method. But for Kiss, we have Kalia, the epic barbarian champion. With her mighty hammer and high heels, she's always ready for a bit of action. Plus her Flame Tempest skill reliably debuffs enemies with a powerful HP burn effect. But if you're looking for loyalty and a long-term commitment, might I suggest Venus, the legendary support champion from the Sacred Order faction. Venus is great for improving your overall team in combat by increasing their HP while also debuffing enemies with Weakened. And for Kill, the champion I would definitely not keep around for very long is Bergoth the Malformed. While his appearance and disgusting stench ability are certainly not something you'd want to be near very often, his skills are unfortunately not much better, making him a lesser addition to most team compositions. But for this season, there'll also be plenty more treats and tricks this Halloween. Simply download Raid Shadow Legends using the links below, copy your in-game player ID, and then venture over to raidyard.plarium.com from October 15th to November 10th. Grab a shovel, pick a grave, and start digging for the chance to dig up some amazing in-game items and even real-life prizes, ranging from epic and legendary Halloween-themed raid champions to Amazon gift cards with a total value of $20,000. And if you're an existing raid player, you can still get involved in this Halloween spooktacular. Head over to raidyard.plarium.com and you'll find a special promo code that everyone can use to earn a small gift in-game. And brand new players to Raid should also click the link or scan the QR code right here to get a free starter pack with all of this cool in-game loot. Hit my link in the description or the pinned comment below, and I will see you on the battlefield. Next up, let's talk about Concealment, a master level skill in the physical tree, and one of my absolute favorite skills in Starfield. Now obviously, this is amazing if your goal is to be sneaky, especially when combined with the stealth skill. Concealment adds on to the bonuses already applied with stealth, increasing your sneak attack damage by up to 4 times for ranged attacks and up to 10 times for melee attacks, which is absolutely insane. But the reason why I've included Concealment here on this list has nothing to do with that. Rather, it's because Concealment also solves one of the most annoying problems in Starfield by far. So you probably noticed this issue when you're out exploring planets and you happen to run past some random aggressive creatures. All of a sudden you've got multiple red blips on your watch, and you may not even be able to see whatever it is that's chasing you. Flying creatures seem to be the worst offenders here, as their aggression range is massive, and if this happens to you, you're basically stuck without the ability to fast travel because Starfield thinks you're still in active combat. Now luckily, the Concealment skill solves all of this by memory wiping every aggroed NPC within just a few seconds after you enter Sneak, which is honestly super helpful and saves you tons of time. You can even use this skill to reset human NPCs to make your stealth build more effective overall, which is also incredibly useful. But onto the social tree next, which again is a bit niche for most builds, but I think I found the best of the best here. Now for certain playstyles, the isolation skill is simply god tier. This is going to give you some of the strongest passive combat bonuses in the game if you're willing to drop your companion, which, let's be honest, it's often the best thing to do, especially if you're playing a stealth build or otherwise a moral character background. Now rank 4, you can see the effects of a fully mastered isolation skill are quite dramatic. My legendary Beowulf rifle, for example, jumps from 77 base damage up to 113, that's damage per round, and my physical damage resistance also jumps up by over 100. Now the only downside I would say is that isolation does not seem to boost any of your other resistance types such as EM or energy resistance, but you can always supplement that with spacesuit mods if you want. Now all in all, this is a skill that will provide a huge combat benefit, which you should definitely take advantage of if you prefer to run solo. Also in the social tree, we have the manipulation skill. Now you may be wondering why I include this skill on this list, because the social control skills, as I'll call them in Starfield, skills like intimidation, diplomacy, and such, these really are not the easiest to use in combat. I mean, to use any of these, you need to whip out your scanner first, then target the correct enemy, then you have to pass a skill check, all while still actively in combat and taking damage. This is not a great implementation in my opinion, and I would love to see Starfield improve on these skills in the future. However, there are some very strong other applications of the manipulation skill which make it far more useful, plus it's one of the only skills in Starfield that I know of which you can get completely for free by doing an easy series of quests. And I covered this skill in a lot more detail, as well as how to get rank 1 completely free in my recent Starfield Secrets video, so be sure to check that out next if you haven't already. My two favorite uses for this skill include Persuasion, where having this manipulation skill can often unlock some high-powered dialogue choices that can easily turn a persuasion check in your favor, but also for stealing from vendors by forcing them to leave their shop completely for up to 30 seconds at a time, letting you grab whatever you want from shelves or in their storage. All in all, it's a pretty fun skill, and it can be extremely useful in some niche situations. Plus, you don't have to spend any skill points to get it, so that is a win-win in my book. We're moving on to combat skills in Starfield next, and things are about to get a whole lot more interesting. Now, most skills in the combat tree are useful, but it's not what I would classify as essential necessarily. That is, except for these three next skills, which I'm about to show you, which are absolutely amazing in terms of damage potential. First up is lasers, a seemingly basic skill which increases the damage of your energy weapons by 10, 20, and 30% respectively for each rank, with a 5% chance to set enemies on fire at rank 4. So what is the big deal here? Well, when paired with a laser with a fast rate of fire, like, I don't know, the basic cutter, you get a very deadly combination, literally a death ray in your hands to quickly obliterate anything in front of you. And as far as I can tell, enemies that are on fire take bonus damage as a percentage of their max health, so the laser skill actually gets even better against higher level enemies, and especially against alien creatures which don't have spacesuits with energy resistance. Going full cutter mode is an insanely effective way to do combat in Starfield when you also consider you always have infinite ammo, so try maxing this skill out on your next playthrough. You can even combine this with the heavy weapon skill for even more cutter damage, and let me know what you think down in the comments section below. But next up is a definite sleeper skill in the combat tree that's extremely easy to overlook, and that is Sniper Certification. This skill is chock full of chunky combat benefits for any weapon with a scope, like making your aim shots have less sway, allowing you to hold your breath for longer while aiming, and increasing headshot crit chance. But the real standout benefit of the skill comes at rank 4 with the completely insane 50% increased damage to all aim shots. As a quick example here, my non-crits are doing about 100 damage with just Sniper Certification rank 3, but then immediately jump up to over 150 damage per hit with rank 4 of the skill unlocked. This bonus adds up extremely quickly, as you can see, especially when paired up with a scoped rifle like the Beowulf, which already has a fast rate of fire but can be modded to fire even faster if you want, resulting in surprising bursts of damage even at the highest levels of difficulty. And one more combat skill you don't want to skip on in Starfield is called Armor Penetration, allowing you to ignore up to 50% of a target's armor at rank 3. And I actually think rank 3 is more than enough here, as the rank 4 perk only works with critical hits, which you won't be able to nail all the time anyway. But the extra armor penetration provided by this skill becomes especially useful at later levels and higher difficulties where enemies have much more armor and are more difficult to take down. Plus, this skill works great when combined with the other combat skills at your disposal like Sniper Certification, which we just talked about. Now, on to science skills next, and there's a bunch of perks here that you don't want to miss, regardless of your build or play style, the first of which is called Spacesuit Engineering. Now, this skill allows you to modify your helmets, your spacesuits, and your boost packs with a variety of useful traits to truly customize your build. You can, for example, have your armor automatically use a med pack when your health gets too low, which is a literal lifesaver. But honestly, the most useful reason for picking up Spacesuit Engineering is having the ability to change the type of boost your pack uses. Now, this is going to be extremely helpful when you find, let's say, a legendary pack with its own great perks, but that also happens to have a less useful basic or power boost pack that you can then modify into the much more useful balanced or skip pack varieties. But if there was just one crafting skill, I mean just one that you were going to invest into in Starfield, it should definitely be the next skill on our list, and that is weapon engineering. The usefulness of weapon engineering surpasses spacesuit engineering just for the sheer amount of customization you can add to weapons. We're talking barrels, muzzles, optics, stocks and grips, laser sights, receivers, magazines, and more. Utilizing the most powerful of these mods can add hundreds of damage per round to any weapon in the game, which is absolutely insane. But of course, you can also change up how weapons function entirely. I mean, you can take a weapon from single shot to burst fire to fully automatic, or you can even mod in new types of rounds which are exclusive to certain kinds of guns. You want to up the damage on a rifle, for example, switch to armor-piercing rounds. You want to turn your boring Coachman shotgun into an explosive juggernaut? Switch it over to the Hornet's Nest mod and watch the carnage ensue. Keep in mind that some of the best crafting mods in Starfield do require one additional skill here, and that is also in the science skill tree called Special Projects. Now, if all you want to do is unlock the best possible armor and weapon mods, then just one rank of the Special Project skill is going to be all you need, as this is the only rank tied to specific research projects. This, for example, unlocks the previously mentioned Hornet's Nest mod for the Coachman shotgun, which is really insane. The rest of the ranks here are if you are going to be fully committed to outpost building, then you'll probably also want to put in a few more skill points here to unlock the ability to craft the manufactured components for more advanced outpost builds. Let's talk tech next, and one of the most important yet most often overlooked skills in Starfield, and that is the piloting skill. Now, ranks 1 and 2 of this are a no-brainer that I've used on every single Starfield playthrough so far. Rank 1 lets you utilize ship thrusters to help change directions more quickly, which is a must-have for ship combat, while Rank 2 expands even further on this with better turning and maneuverability. However, if you stop there at piloting Rank 2, you're ultimately going to be very frustrated, I think, because to upgrade your ships to the bigger and better B class and C class, you're also going to need Rank 3 and ultimately Rank 4 of piloting as well. This will also solve another extremely frustrating aspect of Starfield, and that's when you come across an amazing ship to steal, only to discover that you can't even fly it because your piloting rank is too low. So rank 4 of piloting definitely is recommended to unlock sooner rather than later. And to go along with piloting, if you want to customize your ship using the best parts possible, you'll definitely want to invest heavily in the Starship Design skill. This is going to be similar in functionality to special projects back when we talk about modding weapons and armor, but specifically in this case for ships. The difference here, however, is that each rank of Starship Design unlocks more and more advanced ship parts, so taking this skill all the way up to rank 4 is going to make a lot of sense for you if you are into the shipbuilding minigame and want to get the most out of this in Starfield. But that brings us to what I believe is by far the strongest endgame skill in the game, also located in the tech skill tree, by the way, and that is called Boost Assault Training. Know that this is different from the regular boost pack training, which you should definitely max out as well, as that is a great skill also, but as the name implies here, Boost Assault Training is much more combat focused. And now the first 2 ranks of this skill are pretty interesting, but not nearly as useful as the later ranks. Rank 1, for example, causes nearby enemies to take damage and possibly catch fire when you boost nearby, while rank 2 gives you a chance to knock down enemies as well. But it's rank 3 and 4 of Boost Assault Training that really take things to the next level entirely. Rank 3 lets you hover in place while aiming down sights, which is very strong in itself, while rank 4 also slows down time while hovering by a whopping 70%. This is one of the best time slows available in Starfield, and literally all you need to do is boost. It's incredibly powerful and very easy to use. Now obviously this is going to be great while fighting outdoors and in wide open spaces, but you can even make use of rank 4 indoors by jumping and then quickly holding down your boost button to engage the time slow mechanic there as well. So this is a great all-around skill and comes highly recommended for any build and playstyle in the game. But that is it, everybody. 13 amazing endgame skills you should be using in Starfield. If you haven't used these skills before, hopefully you'll start using them now. And if there's any skills I missed, make sure to let us know down in the comments section below. And for the best Starfield secrets that you still don't know about, make sure to check out this video next, and I will see you there.